Okay, good evening. Okay, thank you for the excitement. I appreciate it. So my name is Ashley Price. I think most of you know me, but I am the Director of Development, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to Goodwill's annual Breakthrough Awards. Each year, this event gives us the chance to really celebrate who makes us Goodwill. That's our clients, the people we serve, that's the businesses and the partners that allow that to happen, and of course, that's the funders that make it possible. So we're excited to celebrate with you tonight. You know, every year we've been doing a theme for Goodwill. And this year we were talking about what could the theme be. So I went home, I went into my closet, I found this dress, and I said, okay, we're going to do a growing event. Not really. We're doing this Growing Goodwill event because that is what Goodwill in our agency is doing. We are growing. Southwest Florida is growing. The people we serve are growing. And we're really excited to expand and make an impact. And you're going to see that tonight. I'm really excited for you to have join us to do that. First off, I would really like to introduce you to someone very special to me. Her name is Stephanie Sapp. She is one of our Pathways to Opportunity participants. Pledge of Allegiance, so I'll ask you to stand. And I have the flag right behind you.
Thank you.
Check, check. Check, check. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Stephanie. We, of course, could not be here tonight without our incredible sponsors. So if you are one and I say your name, please raise your hand. We have our Partners in Opportunity sponsor, One Digital to my right. Sponsors, Denton's, Cohen, and Grisby, Sue Ellen Cole. Sue Ellen did our beautiful centerpieces. And then Joshua Tree provided us all the greening, and we're very grateful to them. And of course, our fantastic bloom sponsors, Zach Jewelry, Jennifer Fisher Law, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then Stevens Construction. I would also like to thank the Luminary for hosting us, Encore, Lillian Deer Photography. I'd like to thank Rig Entertainment. He's also a Micro Enterprise graduate who donated his services tonight. And in the lobby, I hope you saw 5 beautifully painted planters. They represent all of the 5 counties we serve: Collier, Charlotte, Glades, and we have Hendry. And then, of course, we are so grateful for Cesar Aguilar, who's here tonight. We are so grateful for your support. We cannot do this without you, and we cannot do this without our dedicated volunteers. So can we get a huge round of applause for Alex Samrell and his team? We have Sherman. I would also like to acknowledge some very important people in the room. We have State Representative Tiffany Esposito, City of Fort Myers Council Member Diana Giraldo, and City of Cape Coral Goodwill alumni Jennifer Nelson. We of course have our Goodwill board members joining us tonight. I believe a gentleman named by Skip Mitchell. I'm not sure if he's here. Okay, thank God. I forgot him last year, so I have to start with him. If you'll remember, Commissioner Bill McDaniel. I would like to thank the special guest, Susan Evanchek, for being here. We are so grateful for our sponsors, our volunteers, our board members, everyone who's made this event possible. At this time, please enjoy your meal, and we'll start our program in just a few minutes.
So Ashley earlier thanked all the volunteers that worked on this event. Obviously, it takes a lot to put this together, but nobody ever thanks Ashley. So Ashley, thank you for being here. It's great for me to look out of this room and see all of our friends and vendors and supporters of Goodwill. And at the end of the night, the only thing I always ask is that you become an ambassador for Goodwill, so when people are talking to you about their experience or what they believe Goodwill to be, you can set them straight or reinforce their ideas. Because I think for us, we have a saying, to those that love us, and we say that because so many people don't know what it is we do. And they associate us with retail stores and thrift business and things like that. But as most of you know in this room, that's not what we do. We're going to hear more later about all the things that we do. I'm a big believer in continuity of leadership, value of institutional knowledge. In an organization like that, that applies to two different levels. One area is within our staff, and we've been fortunate to have continuity, going from Tom Buring to Rick Evanchek, to the current team here, not the CEO level, but the entire leadership team. On our senior staff alone, we have Carolyn Johnston and Jamie Dunn. They have 27 and 22 years of experience. Amongst our director group, Brad Elena, I'm not sure quite which way it goes, he's been here almost 30 years. We have 13 other directors that have been here for more than 10 years. So when you add it all up, our leadership, which is the directors and above, is 317 years of experience at our agency. And that's really the cornerstone of our success. It's not what happens at the top, it's what happens at the people that really do the work with the directors and the senior directors. So thank you, a lot of them are in this room tonight. Of course, the other area that requires continuity is at the board level. And many nonprofits have a philosophy where they rotate their board members on and off fairly quickly. They might have 3 2-year terms they can serve and then they're gone. We go a little different direction. We think there's a tremendous value in having longevity on the board, because then the board becomes very knowledgeable about what we do, and they learn to really enjoy it. They really learn to love what we do, and then they become great ambassadors for us as a community. And we also think having the board, not turn over that often, really creates a lot of loyalty. On our current board, we have 6 members who have served over 10 years. John Meyer and Warren Bendeck have been here 11 years. Bernardo Barnhart, 13 years. Our chair, Mike Sullivan, 19 years. And Commissioner Bill McDaniel, 24 years. The champion is Dale Schneider. Dale Schneider's been here 36 years. So just for those 6 individuals, that's over 100 years of service to this organization. If you go into our boardroom, we have plaques commemorating 13 different board members who served more than 20 years during their time at Goodwill. These names include, pioneers of the organization, people like Hatton Rogers, who served for 29 years, Dr. Robert Arnold, who served for 23 years. Any success that this agency has had or will have going forward is really directly tied to the board who have a vision over many decades to put us in the position where we are today. I wouldn't trade our board for anybody. And I'm not saying that because they could fire me tomorrow either. This past year, we had 3 long-standing board members move to emeritus status. So we want to celebrate them tonight. Charlene Dozier. I think it's impossible not to like Charlene Dozier. I don't know how you could possibly not like her. She's one of the nicest people I've ever met. She was somebody who's always very supportive. And towards the end of her tenure, she's not here tonight, but she's still with us. She had a tough time getting to the meetings, but doggone it, she found a way to get to them. And she was always there with a smile on her face. And she was somebody that was really valuable to our board. So I really have a lot of respect for Charlene. We miss having her on the board. Robert Arnold. So Robert served 23 years on the board. No, excuse me, Robert served 17 years on the board. But when you combine that with his father's time on the board, that's 40 years of service by the Arnold family. During my time here, Robert has been the head of the Finance Committee. It's a very important position on the board. Probably has the most actual time working on actual technical things. And Robert and Dexter were really closely together. I call them a dynamic duo. They got us through, 3 hurricanes, COVID, a lot of other things. So I give Robert a lot of credit for keeping this agency on the right track. So on a personal level, it's totally different reporting to the CEO than being the CEO. I can promise you that. And there's a lot of things I didn't know when I got the job, and Robert was one of the people who really helped me to understand all that. So thank you, Robert. Danny Adams. Danny Adams, I'm going to call him the Babe Ruth of our board. Danny Adams served on the board for 43 years. Think about that number. I did some math. Commissioner McDaniel, if you stay with us until 2045, you'll match Danny. So if you're up for it, that's your target, okay? Funny thing about that, Danny's just a great guy. Great to have him on board. Last 3 years, he's tried to quit on me 3 times. And every time he'd come up to me, he'd say, I'm thinking I should stop. No. And he would just say, okay. So this last board meeting, a couple board meetings ago, he did me dirty. He just announced it at the board meeting without asking me first. And so we had to let him move to emeritus status. But, just great service with Danny. We really appreciate having him on the board. 43 years. That's tremendous. So there's our 3 new emeritus staffs. We have Danny and Robert. Would you please stand up for a round of applause? This past year, we lost our former CEO, friend Rick Evans. In my opinion, and I believe it's a fair statement, Rick was the most consequential person that's ever come through this organization. I really believe that in my heart. He brought a huge resume to this organization from his time at Kmart, where he was a senior leader, very highly accomplished person at Kmart. And he brought disciplines and systems and philosophies that transformed our Goodwill from the small agency that it was for many, many years to what we are today. One of his greatest dreams going back to his days of Kmart was identifying talent, and he would call it putting them on the right seat on the bus. He is responsible. Here, 317 years later, most of those people were hired by Rick Evans. And, most of the people in this organization consider him not only a great boss, but a great friend. I think most of us could look back and we can think of a handful of people that made a huge difference in our life. And that, if you're lucky, maybe that was your parent, or one of your parents, or it could be a coach, teacher, could be a friend, maybe a boss, maybe a brother or sister. Excuse we put together a video for him, and I want to take a look at it again, and just have some great memories with a great man.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
So we thought long and hard how we were going to remember Rick, and there's all kinds of different ideas, naming things in his honor. But Carolyn Johnson, I got to give her credit. I take credit myself, but I got to give her credit. She had the idea of renaming our annual golf tournament in Rick's memory. And as soon as I heard that, I knew that was going to be the winner. Rick liked to golf, but he actually liked the golf tournament more because he just liked having fun and going out and seeing his friends and things. He actually started our golf tournament 14 years ago. And over those 14 years, we've raised a lot of money for our mission, which is important. But I think just as importantly, we've had a lot of fun. Our vendors and friends have got to come out and have a great day with us. And now when we do that, we'll remember Rick's name every time we tee it up for going forward. Now, to kind of really memorialize that, again, this was the first year of the Rick Tepinchak Memorial Golf Tournament. We decided to make a trophy. And it's kind of hard to see, but that's the trophy that each of the winning team members got. And on the bottom of that trophy is an etching that I know is very important to Susan and the family. And I appreciate them letting us use that etching on the trophy. And that'll be what it looks like going forward for Ron's around. So I want to have Susan come up and accept a copy of that trophy to take home. Susan?
I would like to thank the Goodwill team for the honor of renaming the annual golf tournament the Rick Tepinchak Memorial Golf Tournament. Rick was a great lover of golf, but more than that, He was always so proud of the Goodwill organization of Southwest Florida. Thank you again, and I'm sure Rick is looking down and smiling about this great honor. Thank you.
How many of you were at our 14th annual Rick Evanchek Golf Classic? I think a lot of people, we thank you so much. This year was a little bit special. So to my left, we want to memorialize Rick. We knew it was going to be a special golf tournament. However, it became more special this year. So to my left is John Holmes. He is one of our Pathways to Opportunity participants. He's absolutely amazing. He has done the golf tournament for 4 years, and he's always done well. And John grabs him because John's trying to win. He's the CEO, he's trying to make a statement. I'm gonna get first place, right? So he grabs John Holmes. But this year, John Holmes didn't just play well, he killed it. So this is a picture of him and his mother with the closest to the pin. For the male, so you see a trophy is being held there. And why was John so good? One, he practices golf with his mom all the time, but also with the Pathways to Opportunity Golf Club. He was actually at Ritz-Carlton doing a golf clinic the beginning of this week. So anybody here who played in the golf classic, your feelings are a little bit hurt because you didn't win? Well, that's because he has been doing the golf clinic the whole week and he was really excited. He's so happy there. Those golf clinics cannot happen without people like you coming to events like this or writing a check because you felt a little bit more generous 1 week or 1 month, or at the end of the year you write us a check. This is where it goes. This goes to people like John, this goes to people like Stephanie and the people that we serve. So at this time, you'll see there's QR codes on your table. There are also some giving cards. If you fill out those giving cards tonight, I have my wonderful friend Allison, who has donated a beautiful pair of $1,500 diamond earrings that I have right here because, I decided not to steal them tonight. So if you fill those out, we'll grab them at the end and you'll be put in a raffle in order to win the earrings. So you don't need an extra incentive. You're gonna see these gorgeous videos today. You're gonna hear from John about what our future looks like. You're gonna wanna give anyways, but this is a little extra incentive, okay? So you have those on your table. At this time, we're going to switch our program into a President's Overview with John Nadeau, and we're going to talk about where we've been and where we're going.
Not this guy. I'm going to move quickly to get that picture off the screen. Normally, my breakthrough award speech is a kind of a retrospective looking back on the previous year and talking about all of our accomplishments and things like that. Normally I would share some fun facts like we currently have around 1,200 employees, 74% of which have a disability or disadvantage. Last year we employed a total of 2,209 people in this community. Our bi-weekly payroll is almost $1 million every week. So when you think about Goodwill, it's not just admission services, it's what our social enterprise generates for the community. As a matter of fact, the Florida Tax Watch did a study, and Goodwill of Southwest Florida generated $160 million of economic activity in our 5-county area. So normally I would talk about stuff like that. I would talk about we just opened up 2 new stores in the last year, one in West Cape, and the other replacement store in Estero. Really proud of those stores, but we're not going to talk about them tonight. I would say something about the fact that everything we did was in spite of 2 hurricanes that happened right in the prime part of our selling season. But we're not going to talk about that either. But maybe I just did that. So what I want to do is spend my time looking forward. I think most of the people in this room know that we were very fortunate to receive funding from both the state, from the county, with help from the city, with help from Tom Belisano to make our dream of a new campus start to become true. And I thought what I would do with you right now is give you an idea of what that might look like. So enjoy. So I want to thank our friends Zach Smith and GMB Architects for donating all the work they do to make this foundation. So let me give you a little more detail. So we had to break this down to a two-phase construction to be able to start on the first phase with the funding that we have available. So if you're looking left and right, the video you just saw was of the phase 1 building. That building will be 125,000 square feet overall. It'll encompass a brand new Pathways to Opportunity school, which I think is a really big deal. It's going to have an expanded community resource center that will be large enough to really handle emergency situations for Lee County, for the city of Fort Myers, really for our 5-county area. Have multiple classrooms. It'll be a way for us to really have tremendous outreach into the community, so we're excited about that. It's also going to have our outlet store, and an added attraction is that during the time of a hurricane, if we ever have to go to a shelter, this outlet store will be converted into a shelter. But more importantly than that, I think you're going to be surprised to find out, in the state of Florida, there are no shelters at all for people with disabilities. None. This will be the first of its kind. We're hoping that this is going to be a prototype for things that other Goodwills can take on. Because if you have a developmental disability or a physical disability, you can't really function in a regular shelter. It just doesn't work. And it's a tremendous hole in what the communities have. And so the city of Fort Myers, the county, and of course us, we're all really excited about bringing this to the community. So that's a big part of this. This phase 1 building will also have a warehouse, which will replace a warehouse that we're currently leasing right now. So one of the things I always want to point out about this new campus, this new campus is not about having a fancy office or having nice carpeted floors or anything else. What it's really about is putting our services in a much better location in the city. And it's also about allowing us to operate much more efficiently, because we have to have lease spaces now. We have trucks going all over the place. Everything now will be under one roof. We'll be able to operate more efficiently. And as you know, and I'll say it again, 93 cents of every dollar we generate goes directly to our mission. So having this facility, when it's complete, will allow us to put even more money into our mission services. So we're really excited about that. So next to phase 1, you see phase 2. That will be our administrative offices. Yeah, sure. But it'll also house our central production facility, which right now is not under air conditioning, and it really needs to be. So this is going to be a big step forward for about 150 of our team members. It'll have our new goods facility. It'll have our e-commerce program. And so a lot of things operationally will be going there. Phase 2, I don't know when we're going to start that. Ashley will be talking to you later, because we're going to need help to do phase 2. And a lot of people in this room are going to be people who are going to help us with that. So The total square footage of the two buildings is 237,500 square feet. So this is no small task. This is going to be a great thing for the city and for the state. If you look farther to the right, behind the lake there, you'll see two housing complexes. Those are two apartment complexes. Residence 1 did receive state funding as a go-ahead proposition. They'll have 60 units. Half of those units will be for people with developmental disabilities. Again, another area that's really underserviced in this market. So this is going to be something different that's coming out of the ground. No one else is doing. We're really excited about that. The Residence 2 right next door, that was done through community development block grants through Lee County and the city of Fort Myers again. And that's going to have 140 units. A lot of affordable housing, but then about 25% of that will be for people with disabilities. So we have a long history of housing in this organization. We can't do housing the way we used to, directly through HUD. This housing will be done in conjunction with Revital Company and Carrefour, who specialize in this. So we won't actually own it or operate it, but we'll be providing all of the services for the people that live in those units going forward. So we're really excited. We consider that all part of our campus. The Goodwill campus will have both of our buildings plus those two apartment complexes. So we're really excited about that. So this gives you a little orientation if you're trying to understand where it is. To the right there is Interstate 75. Down at the bottom is Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And so this is obviously a prime piece of real estate. We love our campus where we are now. It's served us well, but it's not exactly something you could drive by on a Saturday afternoon. So this is going to put us front and center, especially for our Community Resource Center. It'll be great for our Pathways program as well. A little more detail, this is phase 1. The bottom right is going to be the new Pathways to Opportunity School. It's approximately 16,000 square feet. It'll have all the newest bells and whistles. Jessica Tercy, who is a fabulous asset to this organization. And Carolyn and everyone else, we're getting to design this from the ground up. So everything you want to have in the Pathways program will be designed into this building. It'll be state-of-the-art. This is really the crown prince, I think, of this building is that Pathways. But right next to Pathways in the middle, that's where the Community Research Center will go. Large community training rooms. We'll be able to accommodate up to 100 people for a meeting. We'll have partners in there, so it's not always just about Goodwill. There's a lot of other nonprofits that do great things in this community that we collaborate with. Some of them will have offices in this building, so this will be kind of a one-stop shop for people who are looking for services. The outlet is to the bottom left, and again, during hurricanes and whatnot, that'll turn into a shelter. Now, when I came down here, Rick Evanchek told me that I would see a hurricane once every 7 years. So I don't anticipate using this building for a shelter for the next 21 years, so that's good. And then in the back is the warehouse. And the warehouse is a big thing because we're spending a lot of money with warehouses right now that we have to lease. So this is going to really free up some cash for us. So we're really proud of this. We think it's a great thing for Goodwill. We will need support to get it all done. We anticipate the first phase will be done sometime by the end of perhaps 2027, somewhere in that range. And we will start building phase 2 when we feel we're far enough down the way on the funding. But that's just Ashley's problem, and she's going to get that done. And she will talk to you a little bit later about how you might participate in that. Because you go back, let me go back to, I can't go back to where I want to go back to. Right there, you see where it says Pathways to Opportunity, that'll be someone can put their name on it. That could be the Ken Bennett Pathways to Opportunity. I'm just throwing out random names. The Community Resource Center, that could be the Zach Smith Community Resource Center. So all of you will have the opportunity to step up when the time is right. Not tonight, we're here to have fun, but Ashley will be talking to each and every one of you. So it's now my pleasure and privilege to bring bring to the stage our Chief Mission and Development Officer, Carolyn Johnson.
Good evening, hello. So do I get to say, you get a room, and you get a room, and you get a room? No? Yay! All right. It is yet another wonderful year here to celebrate all the accomplishments that we have done here in our beautiful Southwest Florida. John just spent a very detailed explanation of our vision and our future. What do we all think about it? Busy. Our team's going to be very busy, and rightfully so. I don't want to talk about numbers. Those of you who know me know that I'm not very good with numbers, but that's okay. But we do need to talk about the impact that we make here in Southwest Florida every year. So I do have some numbers to talk about. So every year we serve, last year we served about 24,716 individuals. That's individuals that came to Goodwill Industries of Southwest Florida to receive service. 18,000 individuals received community support services, so they directly came to one of our mission services, and we have 4 main buckets that we do that in. And our main buckets are our employment and training. As you can see, we are our pathways to opportunity, 558 individuals with disabilities receive services through our disability navigation and our disability services. We have our housing that we talked about, and then we're going to have new housing that we're not going to own, but we're going to provide services. But last year, we served about 289 people in our housing. A lot of people don't know that we've had housing since 1997. I love the first one, that we did. And we have our micro enterprise, our business program services, about 81 entrepreneurs starting a business. There's a lot going on. And this happens every year. These numbers, they multiply, and they're going to multiply with our new space. So we're very, very excited about the future. And I do want to say that not only do we have our mission services that we do and our wonderful team that is here that works so very hard, but, our stores are there, right? And we don't like to say they're a program, but they kind of are. Because for many people, and we have about 27 stores, John mentioned them, it's a training ground for individuals to learn how to work. A lot of times, it's their very first time that they're getting a job. Maybe it's their second chance to get a job. So I don't want to discount our store. So it's very, very important that you donate and that you shop, because you will change a life. So I want everybody to just remember that part and give yourself a hand if you donate and shop at Goodwill Industries. All right, so you can find more detailed information. You had a brochure, you had an annual report on your chair. I hope you didn't throw it away. Do not give it to the waitress. Do not give it to the busboy. That is for you to take home. That is all of our detailed information. Miss Teresa over here, who has been with us 30 years, 31 years, right there, created that annual report. Will give you all the details, all the numbers that you want. Please feel free to read that. So right now, what I'd like to do, we want to get into the videos, because that is the heart of what we want. That is the heart of who we are. Those are the stories, these are the individuals that we serve. And keep in mind, we are looking at 5 individuals tonight. However, we're going to multiply that and think about the 24,000 that we actually served last year in 2024. And we'll be serving in 2025. So, right now, there he is. He just snuck up behind me. Okay. Sorry. Okay. He does that. Right now, I'm not going to do this alone this year. I'm going to have a co-presenter for our awards, and it is my pleasure to bring to the stage our one and only COO, Doug Stewart.
Thank you, Carolyn. John alluded, is the celebration portion of this event, and so we're going to go ahead and start with our William J. Barrett Breakthrough Graduate of the Year. This award recognizes an individual who has successfully completed a Goodwill program and works outside of our Goodwill organization. Before we meet our winner, as John alluded earlier, our board is very strong. Our board has lots of tenure. This award is named after Bill Barrett. Bill Barrett was a longtime board member here at Goodwill for over 25 years, a local Southwest Florida gentleman. Bill passed away in 2020. So we did not get to celebrate him while he was still around, but we did change the name of this award to honor him in that capacity. So now let's meet this year's winner, Ramnath Dahar.
Goodwill Industries of Southwest Florida is proud to present our 2024 William J. Barrett Breakthrough Graduate of the Year, Lauren Ramnath Dahari. Meet Lauren, a graduate from Goodwill's Microenterprise class in Fort Myers. She got a recommendation to take the class from a friend when she decided to launch her own counseling business, The Crafty Counselor.
So Mental Health Crafty Counseling is a mental health service to the community. I'm a contractor with different areas and agencies. I work closely with Catholic Charities and the school district, providing therapeutic services to the youth and adults of Southwest Florida.
It was evident that Lauren was a mover and a shaker. From the very beginning, she was a standout in class.
Lauren was a very dynamic leader in that class. Often her peers looked for support from her, and she was asked by the business coaches to be our graduate speaker at graduation.
Lauren said Microenterprise gave her the information she needed to move her business forward and have it thrive.
Without the information from the Microenterprise, I don't think I would have been able to stay in business past my first year. It taught me all my filing, my taxes, what I should and shouldn't do, keys for success that helped me where I am today.
So Lauren is a mental health counselor and a support group leader for us.
I've dealt with her as in the managerial side and also as a client. So she's helped me through personal issues with my MS, and I've seen the way she interacts with all of our clients, and she's just a godsend.
She does a lot of research before her support groups, and so that she has really been able to engage with our clients about the disease and the things that they should be doing.
As her business savvy grew, so did her professional outreach. In addition to her counseling, she expanded into teaching yoga for Goodwill and many others.
I teach yoga at daycares. Actually, my children's daycare has now employed me to teach classes to them. I teach with the Multiple Sclerosis Center. I've done yoga in the yard. I've done private gatherings for others and parties.
So we have a wellness committee or wellness program at Goodwill Industries, and they were looking for a new yoga instructor, and I immediately connected her to our HR senior director.
That's actually how we got connected with Lauren, and it has been nothing but a great success. I think we've all grown together.
Knowing Lauren has come through one of our own programs is pretty amazing, but it's not the only reason she's a success.
But I have to say, Lauren is the one that we connect with the best.
She's just so good at allowing you to accept what it is that you can do. It makes it so much easier and less stressful.
Just love her. She's great.
Microenterprise has taught Lauren many things, but most importantly, it taught her to pace herself and prioritize so she can continue to grow.
I am more than thrilled and excited to just keep going upwards from here, and you guys were definitely my stepping stone for that.
Thank you to Deborah for your honest feedback. You helped me grow my flows and know that this is okay to do. To Dawn and Trish and Mindy, when I hear your trackers go off, I know it's time for Savasana. You keep me grounded. To my family, my husband, Andy, my biggest cheerleader, and my co-chaos coordinator. Any invoice questions, please ask him. My twins, Abby and Navin, they are my yoga flow guinea pigs. If I can't put them in a flow, I don't do it. I do this all for my last name, not my first, my family. And as I close my speech, just like I close my classes, meet me with your hand to heart. Remember, always practice yoga because punching people in the face is not acceptable.
I'm glad she said that. Okay, no punching. Okay, Dad, go. Okay, congratulations. Our next video is going to be our employer of the year. Oh, wait a second. Okay. Our employer of the year recognizes an employer who is dedicated to creating meaningful careers and opportunities in partnership with Goodwill. Now meet this year's winner.
Goodwill Industries of Southwest Florida is proud to present our 2024 Breakthrough Employer of the Year, Allegiant Air.
We're incredibly honored to be recognized as the 2024 Breakthrough Employer of the Year by Goodwill Southwest Florida. Throughout 2024, Goodwill and Allegiant partnered to host 3 community-wide job fairs, hiring for various positions that support our operation. Our collaboration with Goodwill has given us the opportunity to connect with incredible candidates and onboard talented individuals who add tremendous value to our workforce.
We're really excited about this relationship. It's been wonderful. The staff like Katie and Amy have been wonderful to work with, as well as all of their staff.
They're one of the best companies that I've worked with doing this sort of thing, doing a hiring event. They were just very together and they knew who they wanted to hire. It was just a very smooth process.
They actually sent like 5 recruiters each time, so that helped speed up the process, as well as folks being able to apply online.
The first one was incredible. We had so many people. I think we had 70 that day. It was a lot, and it was exciting. It was really good.
This was actually a huge event that allowed a lot of individuals to get jobs, and they were very excited about it and the opportunity to work for a great company like Allegiant Air.
There isn't a lot of quality jobs in this area. They come from another area. They were doing really well and they can't find what they're looking for.
So it's helped fill a big need to have such a huge employer like Allegiant Air be able to partner with us and do some great things in that area and help a lot of folks reach their dreams, be able to, gain employment and feel good about themselves and help them move forward in their lives.
So many people have came back and said that they've been looking for a job for so long and now they're, secure.
At Allegiant, we are really intentional with who we reach, how we hire, and how we grow talent. Goodwill has been a crucial component in making this happen in Southwest Florida. This recognition is a testament to our commitment to providing meaningful careers to residents in the communities we serve. We're committed to continuing this work and look forward to expanding our impact in collaboration with Goodwill Southwest Florida.
We love the partnership and excited for them and want to say congratulations to them and looking forward to many good things in the future.
Next award is for the Breakthrough Business. This This award recognizes a valued business partner who helps Goodwill advance its mission. Let's meet this year's winner, Regions Bank.
Goodwill Industries of Southwest Florida is proud to present our 2024 Breakthrough Business of the Year, Regions Bank. For the past 5 years, Regions Bank and Goodwill have worked together to help individuals entering the work world.
So what Regions does is they come in when we have a youth-aged group to serve. And we provide the work readiness portion of it. So making sure they have a resume and practice interviewing and things like that. And then if you're looking to enter the world of work, the other thing you need to know is how to handle your finances.
So when we are active in doing our financial wellness and getting out and helping our community and doing our community engagement, we can not think of anybody else to connect with initially and partner with but Goodwill.
We got to the point where we had community partners who knew what Regions and Goodwill were offering together, and they were interested in it. We were able to just kind of build out the calendar year of 2024 early in the year.
Together, Goodwill and Regions have turned a pilot program into an eye-opening experience that makes a profound impact on young people while making it fun.
So Regions has a game-based learning called Reality Check, and it's all about budgeting.
And because it's done as a game, we really feel that they really capture things a little bit better, and they really get that aha moment, especially for what their families have been doing for them and what they need to do for themselves in the future. And really discussing budget at early age is a way to really present financial wellness, basic 101, to let them start at that point and then grow in the future.
In 2024, the partnership really flourished, expanding into Charlotte County for the first time, working with Charlotte High students.
And they are participating in the Beyond School Walls part of Big Brothers Big Sisters. So we're kind of doing a group mentoring model. And their very first session, so they kick off in the fall, Regions came in and did that reality check game that I was talking about.
Regions also started working with Goodwill's Pathways to Opportunity participants, offering a special financial literacy program for individuals with disabilities.
So they have a specific curriculum that's for people with disabilities to engage in that similar budgeting exercise.
Through this partnership, many young people now have a better chance at navigating financial challenges and making smart choices as they take their next steps.
We've seeded little groups in our community of people who are coming into adulthood prepared.
It's a partnership that continues to grow.
It's been incredibly wonderful. I oversee 3 counties of Collier, Lee, and Charlotte County, and we go together everywhere, and it works out beautifully. It really does.
Yeah, Regions is a really good partner.
It has been an incredible partnership. We really appreciate working in the community and serving our community. And that's what it's about. We look forward to continuing our relationship, and thank you very much again.
Our next award is for the Breakthrough Philanthropist Award, and that is applauding ongoing generosity that fuels Goodwill's mission service. Now meet this year's winner, Tom Golisano and the Golisano Foundation.
Goodwill Industries of Southwest Florida is proud to present our 2024 Breakthrough Philanthropist of the Year, Tom Golisano and the Golisano Foundation. When Jessica Tercey, Goodwill's Director of Disability Services, received an email asking for her to attend a function in Naples hosted by Tom Golisano, she had no idea what great news was in store for her.
none of us knew where we were going, what was happening. So when we got there, there were a bunch of staff that were the valets up front, and we didn't know where to enter. So they were like, "Oh, are you here for the Golisano event?" We're like, "Yes, that is why we're here."
Each of the nonprofits invited were instructed to sit in specific areas based on what service they provide the community.
So we all sat down, and then Tom came out and told us why we were there, and I just remember thinking like, oh my gosh, this is amazing that he's doing this. Not quite understanding the magnitude of the donation was gonna be. And then when it got to our section and our group of agencies, they called the first couple, and I was like, oh my, like that's life-changing, right? That amount of money. And then when they called Goodwill, I remember like my heart just kind of like stopped for a second.
When Jessica Tercy let me know that we had received $5 million from Tom Golisano, I was absolutely blown away. We're never surprised by the true generosity of Mr. Golisano. However, to receive an award at that high amount was absolutely transformative.
The ability to be more inclusive is just something that I think this opened up so many doors for us to look at, and I'm really excited for what the next 5 years brings.
So each year, the funding will be allocated to enhancing Pathways to Opportunity services to make the program even more incredible for our participants. It will help us expand our disability navigation services that we're providing in the 5 counties, and will help Goodwill grow with our ever-increasing community and really help us take our mission services to the next level.
You know, this is kind of his home away from home, and he wanted to be able to give back to it, and all the agencies that work so hard to serve all of, you know, the community. And so he really wanted to make sure that we were in a place that we could continue doing that, and that we had a little bit of flexibility to do so.
In the past 5 years, I have been working closely with the Golisano Foundation, specifically Erica and Caitlin, and you can see Tom's passion for the IDD community as well as Southwest Florida in the way he leads the foundation. Every time we have another idea of how we can grow and expand our services better, Caitlin, Erica, Mr. Golisano, and the board trustees are right next to us, ready to help us expand.
To Tom and the foundation, I just want to say thank you. Your trust in us is something that I will never be able to put into words what that means. And what this means for our participants is just, it's a whole nother avenue in life and another way for them to become as independent as possible.
Foundation, we have Ms. Stephanie Sapp. Again, I'm going to stay.
So unfortunately, Tom could not be here tonight, but as it says in the video, Jessica and I and our whole team have done a lot of communications with Tom and the foundation, and we're so grateful. And they have just been so committed to innovation and committed to the people that we serve and committed to our Pathways program. We're very grateful. And I know Stephanie would just like to thank them on our behalf.
I have to say thank you, Mediterranean, for me guys ago. Thank you for having me. Sorry. That's very not memory. Miss Cassie always teaches me a lot of Spanish. I know about 12 years. I know 12 years for going fine. Thank you, Miss Pauline. I'm here for us tonight. And Miss Cassie, country from Pathways to Opportunity. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
That we were giving them an award, they were of course very grateful. But they're just so happy to be here for people like Stephanie. And who is here for people like Stephanie with their funds? It's people like Pauline, it's people like Jessica, it's people like Katrina and their whole admin staff and team. So really, on behalf of the Golisano Foundation, we wanted to thank the Pathways to Opportunity team.
Our next award is the Chet Perry Breakthrough Achiever Award. This recognizes an individual who has demonstrated significant achievement after successfully completing a Goodwill program while working within our organization. I'd just like to take a moment here on why this award is named after Chet Perry. Mr. Perry, along with many other people in the local community, was one of the founders of this Goodwill agency back in the late 1960s, and he was the publisher of Goodwill's Press, so a very important person as far as the history of this organization is concerned. So now let's meet this year's winner, Michael Wentland.
Goodwill Industries of Southwest Florida is proud to present our 2024 Chet Perry Breakthrough Achiever of the Year, Michael Wentland. When Michael Wentland and his family moved to Florida from Iowa, they never expected it to be so challenging for him to find work here.
This is back in Iowa, was when the last time I had a job. I worked at a grocery store, a mall, and a fast food place.
And then when I moved here to Florida, of course, he wanted to come with us. And so he left that position and then hadn't worked since he left Iowa.
One day he heard about a Goodwill-sponsored job fair, and he and his mom decided to check it out. There, they met a Goodwill recruiter who changed his life.
We were talking to the Goodwill person that was there, and she just kind of sucked him in and scheduled an interview for him, called him like within the next couple days, and we went to an interview, and here he is.
All I did was open the door. He stepped in and just did everything that he knew and learned what he didn't know, and he made it his own. And he keeps growing on top of that, so.
He was so excited. He has wanted to work since he's been here. We just weren't able to know which route to go. And so the woman from Goodwill who helped us, she was wonderful.
That's my reward, is when somebody comes in here and they're happy doing what they're doing, they're achieving, they're growing, they love their job. That's what makes me happy.
I really like it. The employees are nice. The managers are really nice, and they treat me really good.
We just give him his assignments, and he goes and he does them. He does them with a smile, right? He always lets us know, what else do you need me to do now?
It's been 2 years since Michael started as a retail processor at the Del Prado Goodwill, and his mom says that he hasn't flourished until now.
We see a big difference in his demeanor at home too. He's more confident, he's more, I would say, in a better mood, happy. I mean, Michael's always happy, but he's just in a better mood. He feels productive and he feels like he's contributing something.
It's a good place to work. Everybody's nice and kind.
I walked up and bought something and I said, "Oh, you must be Kim." And she says, "Yes." And I said, "I hear about you every day." And she said, "And you are?" I said, "I'm Michael's mom." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, we love Michael. We love Michael so much." It's like, oh my goodness, Michael, I don't get that many compliments ever, so you're so lucky.
Goodwill it's a special place because you can take a person like that and he can flourish. And it's wonderful. She said in the letter something about he hadn't flourished until now. And my question is why?
They just help him so much. They're a godsend.
I got a speech. Thank you for this award. I would be standing here if I did not have the guidance for the support of the team at Goodwill. Sally Clark and the rest of the family at store number 139 are my second family. I am honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Okay, that's what it's all about. Deborah Donato for putting together all these beautiful videos. I get to get a Okay, so we're coming to the end. There is one more video. John talked about our employees. We've got 1,200 plus, some of them, employees. It goes up and down, but it's kind of hovering around there right now. Our employees are the heart of what we do. They work with passion, dedication, they go above and beyond. I really love the Goodwill organization, in part for what we do for the community, but also because of our Goodwill family. We are a family. Yes, we're not that 300 plus back when I started in 1997, but you know, we're still a family. We're 1,200 plus strong, doing great things for the community, people working hard. So we really wanted a video to showcase someone who works really hard, who has been doing this for a while, and I would like you to meet our Employee of the Year.
Goodwill Industries of Southwest Florida is proud to present our 2024 Breakthrough Employee of the Year, Sharisa Camarada.
She was here. She's one of the very few people that are here that were here before I came. So I've been here 30 years in September, and she was here before me.
I came here in 1994. I started in the warehouse, hanging clothes and pricing out clothes with 5 other crew members under me. I did that for a year, and I realized this is not what I want to do. I then found a position as receptionist.
She's such a great communicator that she was very good at, being at the front desk.
At the time, I had a typewriter and a telephone. That was my receptionist duties, and I did not care for the typewriter. So when I asked for the computer, there was only like 4 in the whole building to begin with. So when I asked for it, I got why do you need one? You're the receptionist. And I went, I want to learn how to use it so I can help the organization with flyers or pamphlets or whatever you may need. If I know how to do it, I can help do it.
So when I started at Goodwill Industries as the public relations manager, Sharisa was already working there as a receptionist. And I was immediately drawn to her because I saw her talent. She loved to do creative things, and she was just so outgoing and just a very positive person. And I thought to myself, I'd love to work with her more. So I went up to her and I said, hey, what about if we joined together and created a department, and we'd be the public relations department? And she immediately said, I'd love to. 20 plus years later, the rest is history.
I've known Sharisa for 23 years, and Sharisa was actually the first person that I met when I came to Goodwill. I started teaching people how to use Word and Microsoft products and really get proficient in what they needed. And Sharisa was a special case because she really wanted to be really creative and get involved, and it was just incredible to see her thrive when it came to computer training. And so she quickly learned the entire Adobe Photoshop suite, and then also decided she wanted to become our webmaster. So she took courses in that and did a phenomenal job of getting us to where we are today, and still continues to do so.
And now, you go in every store stuff that we do, every pamphlet, every brochure, everything we do, comes from our little department.
I didn't know she was the only one that made all the signage for every store, and she would put all the graphics together all from one person for that long. It's just wild. So I'm glad that I can help her out.
And I have an assistant now, so I thoroughly have grown every year through Goodwill.
This is somebody who has really taken an initiative to grow and learn within Goodwill and taken us to another level because of her knowledge.
We're lucky to have her.
But I'm so proud of Sharisa because she really made an investment in herself. She continued to learn and grow in her field to what she is now. She is self-taught. She did so many things to improve herself, and she's just great at what she does and a true asset to our organization. We all love her dearly. Her door is always open. She is Goodwill. She's everything that Goodwill is and what Goodwill wants to be. And we just love her. She is my sister from another mother, we always say. So very proud of you. We love you. Yes, you can stand up. Thank you, Carolyn and Doug. I will say, it's like a feat of strength trying to keep away a surprise from the person who makes the program, from the person who makes the annual report, from the person who makes all the signage. I mistakenly put her on my run-through, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, it was canceled. Luminary, I'm sorry, I lived it on Encore and Luminary. I was like, oh, we're not having it. We can't have one, because I couldn't let her come. But congratulations, Sharisa is our therapist. She is a graphic designer. She is one of the most amazing and kindest people you will ever meet, and we're so grateful for you. So congratulations. So on top of that, can we give a huge round of applause for all of our award winners tonight? They truly embody people. Who you're going to do and like how we're going to celebrate them, but we really feel like we had a great lineup this year. But as I was kind of sitting down and going back and forth, I was told we have a little bit of a surprise. So do we? We have a little bit of surprise? Okay. I'm told Cynthia from Regions Bank, and this is on behalf of the Regions Foundation, has a little bit more to say.
I'm honored here today to represent our colleagues at the Regions Foundation. The Regions Foundation is a nonprofit initiative that is funded primarily by Regions Bank. Through community partnerships, the foundation works every day to advance several key priorities. Those priorities include financial wellness, economic and community development, and education and workforce development. In between all those priorities, there is one clear result: more inclusive prosperity. Both the Regions Foundation and Regions Bank are committed to ensuring more people have more opportunities for success. And to see these priorities in action, we look no further than right here at Goodwill Industries, Southwest Florida. The Regions Foundation is providing a $40,000 grant to support Goodwill Industries. Self-sufficient, and the Goodwill Community Resource Centers to continue moving Southwest Floridians forward with free resources and services that promote long-term employment and self-sufficiency. Small businesses are the economic heartbeat of our communities, as we all know, and by investing in their success and supporting prospective employees, we're investing in a stronger economy and better quality of life for all. It's important to point out that this assistance is not about just dollars and cents, it's about our community, about the people we are serving. It's about making an investment in the people and places that uplift our community, which is Goodwill Industries, Southwest Florida. So thank you very much for what you do.
Immediately. Okay, great, thank you. It's been done so mercy. Thank goodness. Wow, that was truly inspiring. Thank you, Cynthia and the Regions Foundation. We are so truly grateful for your support. support. You know, it's the trust of people like Regents, it's the trust of people like Blue Cross Blue Shield, it's the trust of Tom Golisano and the Golisano Foundation, it's the trust of One Digital, it's the trust of all of you here that you are investing in us and who we work for, and we are so truly grateful. And that same thing, you do have your giving cards. So what I'm going to do